Jen here from Hooked on Homemade Happiness. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the Mandala Summer Cardigan Crochet Along. Here we have what we finished in part 1, and I have the video for part 1 linked down below. Here we are going to start part 2, and this week in part 2 we will finish the mandala section of our cardigan, and then we will begin to give it a square shape. So here is my next color. So we're going to go ahead and join our next color for round 17. And in the last round, we had some front post double crochets, and we also had a front post double crochet that went around 2 stitches. These center front post double crochets here. One of these stitches here is where we're going to join. So where you have your shells, kind of where the dip in between the shells are, that front post double crochet that went around 2 stitches, that is where we are going to join our next color for round 17. And I'm going to start with a chain 2. And I'm going to do another shell in this stitch. So I'm going to do a series of double crochets and chain 1s until I have 5 double crochets. So I'm going to double crochet in the same stitch and chain 1, and then double crochet again and chain 1. I will do that until I have 5 double crochet. Here's 4 double crochet, chain 1, and 5 double crochet here. So I have 5 double crochet in this stitch with a chain 1 in between each double crochet. Now I'm going to skip 3 stitches. So here, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip 3 stitches and then single crochet in the next 3. So starting here in this front post double crochet, 1, 2, 3. And then now I'm going to skip 3 stitches and then do another repeat of this shell. So I will double crochet and chain 1 in the next stitch until I have 5 double crochets. So skip 3, and then that should put you at that next center front post double crochet again in kind of the dip between the shells in the previous round. Double crochet and chain 1. Repeat that in the same stitch until there are 5 double crochets with a chain 1 in between each double crochet. And here's 5. And then again, I will skip 3 stitches, skip 3, and then single crochet in the next 3. And you will repeat that all the way around for round 17, skipping 3 in between each. So again, you will skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then shell. Do that shell sequence in the next with 5 double crochet and a chain in between. And then skip 3 and 3 single crochet in the next 3. And repeat this all the way around for round 17. So here is the end of round 17, and I have 3 single crochet left. 3 stitches left. I'm going to skip those last 3 stitches and then join to my first double crochet here with a slip stitch. And for round 17, you should have 75 double crochet and 45 single crochet. So for round 18, we want to start in one of these chain spaces. It's actually the second chain space here. So I'm going to slip stitch over to the second chain one space in this shell. So I'm going to slip stitch right on over there. So there's the first chain one, the next double crochet, and here is the second chain one. And this is where I'm going to begin round 18. I will start with a chain one and single crochet in the first 3 stitches. So I'm going to single crochet in this chain one space, single crochet in the double crochet, and then single crochet in the next chain one space. And then now I'm going to do that same shell pattern in this middle single crochet here. So I will skip the double crochet, skip the chain, skip the double crochet, skip the single crochet, and then do that same shell from the previous round here in this middle single crochet of the 3. So I will double crochet and chain one until I have 5 double crochet here. There I have my 5 double crochet and then a chain one in between each of the double crochet. So now again, I'm going to single crochet in the second chain one space of the next shell. So we'll skip the single crochet, skip the double crochet, skip the first chain one, skip the second double crochet, and single crochet in the next chain one. And then single crochet in the double crochet, and then single crochet in the next chain one. And then again, I'm going to be skipping the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. So skip the next 4 stitches, double crochet and chain one until you have 5 double crochet here in this middle single crochet of the next 3. So there's 5 double crochet there. And I'm going to continue repeating this around. So here is my round repeat for round 18. So you'll do those 3 single crochet in the top 3 the middle 3 stitches of that next shell, and then do the double crochet and chain one repeat in that center single crochet of the next 3 single crochet. So here I finished round 19 and I ended with that last shell and joined the first single crochet with a slip stitch. In round 18, there should be 75 double crochet and 45 single crochet. Now, and if it's kind of a little bit tight around the edges and cupping up a bit, that's okay. It'll loosen up as we continue, and in the next rounds, it should flatten out for you. Now for round 19, we'll just be doing a round of solid stitches with half double crochets and single crochets. We'll start with a chain 2, and I will half double crochet in these 3 single crochet. And then now I'm going to single crochet in the next 9 stitches, which will take me across this shell. So in each double crochet and in each chain one space, single crochet in these 9 stitches across the shell. And this will be your pattern repeat for round 19. So half double crochet in the next 3 stitches, and those will be the 3 single crochets, and then single crochet in the next 9 stitches, and that will take you across the shell. So in each double crochet and chain one space, single crochet. And repeat this all the way around for round 19. Here is the end of round 19. There should be 45 half double crochet and 135 single crochet. I'll join to the first half double crochet here with a slip stitch. Now for round 20, it's just going to be a simple round of double crochets and chain ones. So we'll begin with a chain 2 and then double crochet in the same stitch. And chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and double crochet in the next. And this is going to be our repeat for round 20. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next. So repeat this all the way around for round 20. So here in round 20, you should have 90 double crochet. I ended with the final chain 1 and joined to the first double crochet with a slip stitch. Now for round 21, we want to start in a chain 1 space. So I'm going to slip stitch over to this first chain 1 space, and this is where we will begin for round 21. And round 21 is going to be a round of V-stitches in each chain 1 space. So begin with a chain 2 and V-stitch in the chain 1 space. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in the chain 1 space. Skip the double crochet, V-stitch in the next chain 1 space. Skip the double crochet, V-stitch in the chain 1 space, and repeat this all the way around for round 21. So here in round 21, I have 90 V-stitches. You're joined to the first double crochet here with a slip stitch, and there should be 90 V-stitches for round 21. This is actually it for this color. So we're going to go ahead and cut that one and pull that one through. And then we will be joining our next and final color for the mandala. And I have lost my voice a little bit since the last time I recorded, so we're just going to do our best and keep on going. All right, so here's my next color, and this will be the final color in the mandala section. I'm going to join it to one of the chain 1 spaces. So I'm going to join to this, just this first one. It can be any chain 1 space and any V-stitch around. I'm going to take my color and join it to a chain 1 space. I'll just chain 1 there. And now I'm going to start with a chain 3. And then I will slip stitch to the next chain 1 space. So I'm going to skip the double crochet, skip the double crochet, and then slip stitch in the next chain 1 space and the next V-stitch. So we're going to be making these chain 3 spaces around. So again, chain 3, and then slip stitch to the next chain 1 space in the next V-stitch. I'm just going to repeat this all the way around for round 22. So chain 3, slip stitch in the next chain 1 space. So here I finished round 22 and I have 89 of these chain 3 spaces, and I'm going to join to this first chain 3 space here with a slip stitch. Now I'm going to start the next round. I'm going to do now round 23 is just pretty much a repeat of the previous round. We're going to just continue with the chain 3 spaces. So I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to slip stitch to the next chain 3 space. And I'm going to put a stitch marker here in my first chain 3, just so that I can tell which one is my first one of the round, because it can look a little confusing with a bunch of with all these chain 3 spaces. It can be hard to tell where your round starts and ends. So I'm going to add the stitch marker in my first chain 3 space just to make sure I know which one is my first one. So now I'm going to continue that around. I'm just going to chain 3 and then slip stitch in the next chain 3 space. And repeat that around for round 23. So here is round 23, and I have 89 chain 3 spaces for this round, and I will join to the first chain 3 with a slip stitch. And I will go ahead and take out my stitch marker because I'm going to use it again for the next round. So round 24 is a repeat of round 23. So chain 3 and slip stitch to the next chain 3 space. And repeat that around for round 24. Chain 3 and slip stitch to the next chain 3 space. So here is round 24. It was a repeat of round 23. I will slip stitch here to the first chain 3 space of the round. Still have 89 chain 3 spaces here. Now around 25, we're going to have a couple increases. So again, I'm going to chain 3 and slip stitch to the next chain 3 space. I'm going to go ahead and keep this using the stitch marker. And I'm going to repeat that 28 more times. So I'm going to do this 28 more times around, and then we will add an increase. So here I have repeated that 28 more times, so I have 29 chain 3 spaces so far. And now I'm going to chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch in the same space again for an increase. Now again, I'm going to chain 3, slip stitch to the next chain 3 space, and repeat that. Now do the same thing again. Repeat that 28 more times around, and then we will do another increase. So here again, I have done that 28 more times. And now for the next stitch, I will increase, chain 3, and then slip stitch in the same chain 3 space again for an increase. Now continue repeating this chain 3, slip stitch in next chain 3 space. Go ahead and repeat that for the rest of the round. So here I'm at the end of my round, and I'm going to add just one more increase. So I'm going to slip stitch in the same chain 3 space, and then now one more chain 3 and slip stitch to the first chain 3 space around. So now after round 25, you should have 92 chain 3 spaces, and it is very important that you do have 92 chain 3 spaces for this round, as it will affect how we create our square in the next few rounds. So if you don't have 92, if you're off by a couple, go back and add a couple or take out an increase, whatever you need to do to make sure that this final round of chain 3s that you have 92 of them. And now for round 26, I'm going to take out my stitch marker here. Here I am starting in the center of this chain 3 space, and I'm going to be now doing a round of V-stitches. So I'm going to start with a chain 2, and I'm going to V-stitch in this first space. So I'm going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. I'm going to repeat that all the way around in each chain 3 space. So here's my next chain 3 space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So V-stitch in each chain 3 space around for round 26. So here we have finished round 26 with that round of V-stitches. You should have 92 V-stitches for round 26. And then this is actually the end of this color. I'm going to join to that first stitch of the round. I already cut the end of my yarn. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that through. We are all done with this color. And now we are going to join our main color for the remainder of the sweater. And we're going to be joining this into a chain 1 space. So I'm going to take this, find a chain one space. And we're going to be doing, the remainder of our sweater is going to just be V-stitches. And now we're going to start turning it into a square. So for this round, we're going to be using different stitches for the V-stitch. So we're only going to be working in chain one spaces, and each stitch will be a V-stitch, but some of them will be trebles. We'll use doubles, half double crochet, and single crochet to help create that square shape. So we'll start with a chain 3, and I'm going to treble V-stitch in this first stitch. So I'm going to do my treble and chain 1 and another treble. And this is going to be my corner space. So I'm going to do another V-stitch in the same stitch. So chain 2 and then do another treble treble V-stitch in the same chain 1 space. So treble, chain 1 and treble. So this is my corner space for my square. Now I will treble V-stitch in the next 2 stitches. So because we're doing V-stitches, we're only working in chain 1 spaces. So here's my next chain 1 space. I'm going to treble V-stitch here. So treble, chain 1, treble. There's 1, and then in the next. Now I will double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. So we're just using regular double crochet V-stitch for 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to do half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. So we'll half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet. And we're going to do that for 3. So in the next, half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. There's 2 and 3. Now we will single crochet V-stitch in the next 6. So single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Do that for 6. 2, 3, 4. There's 5 and 6. And you can see how we gradually made those stitches shorter and shorter, and they're tall here in the corners to help create that square shape. So now for the remainder of this side, we're going to do the opposite. Now our stitches are gradually going to get taller as we approach our other corner. So I will half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. Here we go. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now I will double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. And now treble crochet V-stitch in the next 2. And this is our pattern repeat for round 27. So we're going to go back, and in the next stitch you're going to work your corner space, which is the treble V stitch, chain 2, treble V stitch, treble V stitch in 2, double crochet V stitch in 3, half double crochet V stitch in 3, and then single crochet V stitch in 6, and then 3 half double crochet V stitches, 3 double crochet, and 2 treble crochet. And repeat this all the way around for round 27. So here is round 27. You should have 96 V stitches total. So we are starting to get a little bit of a square shape. Not quite there yet. So we got a few more rounds just like this one to go. So for each round from here on out, we're going to be starting in a corner space. So I joined to this first treble crochet here. I'm going to slip stitch over to this corner chain 2 space. So I'll slip stitch in the chain 1, slip stitch in this treble, and then slip stitch over to the chain 2. And this is where I'm going to be starting round 28. So I'll start with a chain 3, and I will treble V stitch again. I'm going to do the same corner here again. So I'm going to treble, chain 1, and treble, and then chain 2, and another treble here in the same chain space. So now I will treble V stitch in the next 3. So starting right here, I'm going to work a treble V stitch here and here and here in the next 3. And one more here. Now double crochet V stitch in the next 3. And half double crochet V stitch in the next 3. And then single crochet V stitch in the next 6. Now half double crochet in the next 3. And double crochet V stitch in the next 3. And then treble V stitch in the next 3, and then we should be back to our corner. One more here. And there we have our pattern repeat for round 28. So starting with our corner space, treble V-stitch, chain 2, treble V-stitch, then treble V-stitch in the next 3, double crochet V-stitch in the next 3, half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3, single crochet V-stitch in 6, then half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3, double crochet V-stitch in 3, and then treble crochet V-stitch in the last 3, and then repeat starting with your corner space. So repeat this all the way around for round 28. So here I have finished round 28, and in round 28 there should be 104 V-stitches. Now for the next round, I'm going to slip stitch over to that chain 2 space to start in my corner. And here in my corner, I will start with a chain 2, and I'm going to do a double crochet V-stitch, chain 2, double crochet V-stitch for my corner space. Chain 2, and then another double crochet V-stitch in this chain 2 space. Now I will double crochet V-stitch in the next 8. Here I have 8 double crochet V-stitch and now half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. There's 2 and 3. Now single crochet V-stitch in the next 4. And here is 4. Now half double crochet V-stitch in the next 3. And here is 3. And double crochet V-stitch in the remaining 8 across. And then repeat that around starting with your corner, V-stitch, chain 2, double crochet V-stitch in your corner space, and then continue repeating with the 8 double crochet V-stitches, half double crochet V-stitch in 3, single crochet V-stitch in 4, half double crochet V-stitch in 3, and then double crochet V-stitch in the remaining 8, and repeat that all the way around for round 29. Here I have finished round 29. You should have 112 V-stitches. You can see we have a little more of a square shape happening for this part, and we will continue creating that square shape next week in part 3. This is it for part 2. Go ahead and leave your yarn right where it's at. Do not fast it off. We're going to pick up right where we left off. And thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week for part 3.